Hi, and thank you for joining us on this dreary weekend. We're back to lockdown round 4?
I don't know, I've lost count by now. But at least it's miserable all weekend. Good excuse to just huddle down in your house and
That's what we
do
thought.
nothing.
Wine and cheese makes everything better, so we thought we'd bring them together and brighten everybody's weekend. I'm Mel. I do marketing here at Rob Dolan Wines, joined by Meg Mel. She's a master of wine.
That's right. I'm responsible for education and global outreach.
Absolutely.
The meaningless title.
But it means you do cool stuff like match cheese and wine, and I get to come along for the ride, so I'm here for it.
I know, it's fabulous because we thought this is all so deja vu and so boring that why not do something a bit more exciting, something we hadn't done before, to kind of get us through the hump of the weekend when we're in lockdown.
Absolutely. So for context, right now it is Thursday morning. They haven't even announced the lockdown yet. We are doing this in anticipation, so we're ready just in case.
And if it doesn't happen, you'll never see this. Go into the vaults of the ghost recordings.
Yeah, so hopefully you kind of don't ever see it. But if you do, you're going to have a great time. We're going to take you through 3 of our wines with 3 awesome Stone and Crow cheeses. Meg is an absolute genius at pairing food and wine, and I think you're going to have a lot of fun with this experience. So Meg, what wines have we chosen today?
So we've chosen 2018 Sauvignon Blanc. All the wines are true colours. Then we've got the True Colours 2018 Pinot, and then the same with the Shiraz, except it's 2017, really good vintage. So we chose Sauvignon Blanc. People think that's a bit of an odd thing, but I think it's quite crisp and fresh, and when it comes to cheese, if you're having cheese before a meal, you want that crispness.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're having cheese after a meal or you're getting further into the cheese, it's best to have a red wine.
All right. And True Colours, can you talk us through this range?
So True Colours, I like to say, is Yarra Valley in a bottle.
Yeah.
So basically it is from a selection of our vineyards, usually from the warmer parts of the Yarra Valley. So it's all about really bright, fruit-forward wine styles. There's always a touch of oak in there, but it's very much the skeleton. We hang the fruit over that oak rather than the other way around. So we make sure that when you smell the wine, you're smelling the varietal expression of the grape variety, but also it can only be from the Yarra Valley.
Awesome.
This Sauvignon Blanc could not be from New Zealand, could not be from the Adelaide Hills. So that's what we want.
I feel like I should also point out the reason we keep laughing is because Zoe, our wine dog, is at our feet trying to get cuddles right now.
She's pulling the cord.
Zoe!
Is it wrapped around your neck?
Okay, we're going to have to edit this. It is. It's wrapped around her neck. Okay, so let's just get straight into it. We've got the Sauvignon Blanc in our glass. What do you think of this one?
So this is from 2018, which is a fairly warm year. What you see is Yarra Valley Sauvignon Blanc is tropical fruits. It's not that green fruit that you see from New Zealand. So don't be expecting a Kiwi Savvy bee in your glass. It is Yarra Valley through and through. Tropical fruits, there's passion fruit, there's a little bit of pineapple juice, and it's got that fresh acidity that you expect. So when we were talking about cheese, I actually thought something quite creamy would work with this, but I was really surprised to find that didn't work.
We tried the Nightwalker cheese, and it actually was a little bit bland, wasn't it?
It was. So the Nightwalker is the middle one here.
No,
sorry.
the Nightwalker is our camembert style one.
Yeah, the soft
but
cheese.
we decided not to go with it in this case because it
sorry.
didn't actually go that well with any of the cheese.
No, it was just bland and bland.
Yeah. But what we did find was the Annie Baxter. So if you take your Annie Baxter, it is going to be the lightest of the 3 cheese. Sorry, Meg. Hope I don't have COVID.
It's all right. You're a super taster. You can't have COVID.
This is true. Meg wrote an article this morning that super tasters can't have COVID. And I'm a super taster. Just ask me.
Well, have reduced risk of COVID. They have a natural immunity, apparently, an innate immunity. So when you do the tasting, sip the wine first, taste the cheese, sip the wine again. We are more interested in how it impacts on the wine, but you can look from both sides. So if you want to look from how it impacts on the food, after that second sip, have another taste of the wine.
I love that we chose this cheese. I think it goes with it so beautifully. Like the chalky texture of the cheese really pairs with that kind of zippy acid in the Sauvignon Blanc.
And I was saying before this, even though I said this wine's not grassy, there's something in the wine that makes the cheese look much grassier, almost like it's fresh, won't say goat's cheese, but like a real pasture cow cheese.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's awesome. These cheese are made in-house by Jack from Stone & Crow. We literally have a cheesery just out the back, and Jack is a legend and makes these beautiful boutique cheeses in the same way that we make wine, actually.
Well, that's right. And he has talked about that cows from different pastures, from different what they eat, make different milk. So I'm kind of wondering maybe if that cheese is from a spring pasture where you get more clover and stuff in. I don't know a lot about grass.
Yep.
But it has a spring flavour. The wine makes the cheese springier. Not as in bouncy springy, but as in there's I don't know, this freshness that it brings out in the cheese, which you don't get without the wine.
No, it's awesome. So that's Sauvignon Blanc. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll move on to the next one. Okay, so we're moving on to the True Colours Pinot Noir now. Beautiful, Meg.
It's a new car.
You've got a calling. So our True Colours Pinot Noir, we've got vintage 2018 here. Hopefully, if you follow the winery, you've tasted this one before. It really is one of our staple Pinots.
Yeah, this is... when people ask me what Yarra Valley Pinot tastes like, I just point to this. It's got dark cherry, fresh cherry, cranberry, raspberry, rhubarb, strawberry. Again, a little bit of spiciness from the oak, but not overshadowing, more supporting the fruit. It is, the tannins are what Pinot tannins should be, lovely and soft and silky and mouth-filling. When we matched this with the cheese, it was quite tricky. We went through all of the cheeses and we kind of felt that nothing really worked.
Yeah.
And then we stumbled on a little trick to do.
Totally. So should we get into it?
Yeah. Well, so try the
This one's called the Joe Crow.
Joe Crow.
In the middle.
The one in the middle. It's it's like a Havati almost in texture. It's quite rubbery. And when we tried it with the wine, we thought, oh yes, they work together, but they didn't enhance each other in any way, shape or form.
Not particularly interesting.
Mel had the brilliant idea of adding our Pinot Noir jelly, which is actually made from True Colours Pinot Noir. And they always say match like and like. So we put that on the cheese and it's amazing. It just lifts the cheese, it lifts the wine. You get this fresh, what was your word? I can't remember. Brightness or something?
Yeah, so I think the texture is really lovely when you go from just the cheese to the wine. The textures work really well together, but it hasn't done anything particularly interesting with the flavours. As you said, Meg, it's not really enhancing one or the other. And then what we found is when you do add this extra little bit of fruit on top, it really brings those fruit flavours forward.
It's amazing because I don't normally really like sweet with cheese, but that is just a match made in heaven because the Pinot jelly is not particularly sweet.
Yeah, it's not overly sweet.
So, and it really just enhances the fruit flavour in the wine. So, I mean, for a fun experiment, we were really amazed.
Yeah.
We are a bit geeky like that, though. Try it with and try it without. You can see we're doing this on the run because it's just a walking disaster area today.
Absolute professionals over here.
Yum.
So, Caroline from A Little Bit of German Pickle makes this Pinot jelly. She comes in every few weeks and gets some bottles of this Pinot Noir from us and literally just turns it into this beautiful paste. And I just love it with the cheese.
It's an amazing match and it makes the cheese look creamier almost. I think it's that contrast with the sweetness. But it also brings out a nuttiness in the cheese that I don't think you see without the
And I think
jelly.
I get brighter red fruits instead of beforehand. I was maybe getting a little bit darker fruit spectrum, but now it's like full raspberry and wild strawberry. It's awesome.
That's so cool.
Yeah, isn't it?
And for me, because I'm not normally a big fan of that condiments on my cheese, but I'm absolutely firmly convinced and I'm going to buy some of that now.
Ooh.
You've turned me.
All right. Maybe our most not controversial, polarizing cheese is the blue cheese. I know I don't normally like blue cheese, but you got to do these things for work sometimes. I gave it a go, and even though I don't like blue cheese, got to tell you, what a pairing.
Amazing. I kind of knew this would work because we do wine and cheese flights here in Cellar Door, and our white label Shiraz was matched with the blue cheese.
Yeah.
And to be honest, the true colours Shiraz in terms of fruit quality, they're very, very similar.
Yeah.
It's just got that lovely spice, and this is from a stunning vintage in 2017. So there's spice. The blue cheese is very salty, and because
it is.
Normally salty food can make your fruit look a little bit dull, but I think in this case it actually enhances the fruit quality in the wine.
It is really salty. Is there much oak in this?
Yeah, there's oak. It's about 30% has oak, but not a lot of oak. You know, we want that structure. You can see that spice and what I call, licorice character. For me, that's Shiraz oak. But this is very, very spicy. Just the fruit quality.
Yeah.
Possibly has black pepper, but famously I can't taste black pepper. But with the cheese, it just is.
It's awesome.
Amazing, and I think it's something. If you do this tasting to progress through, so I would do the Sauvignon before dinner.
Yep.
And then maybe the Pinot and keep your Shiraz cheese for later in the meal after you've eaten. Just because I think the salt refreshes your palate.
Yeah.
And there's so much fruit and spice in the wine that it really just rejuvenates everything.
All right. Well, we hope you've enjoyed tasting through your cheese and wine today. We've definitely had fun putting it together on this, 10 a.m. on a Thursday morning, us sitting in here drinking wine, eating cheese. Look, it's tough. But if you're looking for something else fun to do in July, we are bringing this to the next level. We have an event called the Pairing Method, which brings 27 ingredients to life using wine. And we've got one session left. The rest are sold out in July. So get onto that if you're interested. The other thing is Meg and I do a podcast.
So if you're really, not really bored during lockdown, if you want some great entertainment during lockdown, listen to us. I mean, I listen back to it sometimes, and even I find myself chuckling away.
Me too. I laugh at us.
Quite funny. We're laughing at each other, but it's a nice way of learning about wine, but without all the
we
the
don't
wank
take ourselves too seriously,
and
that's for sure. As you can see, like the phone that is being recorded on right now is moving around because my dog is jumping on it. You're definitely not going to get too much pretentiousness here. But if you're interested, we are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It's called Wine with Meg Mel. We would love to know how you went with this. Please send us a message on Instagram or Facebook. Send us your feedback. Let us know if you'd like to do this again, even if you're not in lockdown. But we hope you have a good night, and we hope this help gets you through.
Sit down, enjoy, drink wine and eat cheese.
Enjoy it.
Really, bring on the lockdown, I say.
See ya.
Bye.